Hey there, Sagittarius. Welcome to your mid-month bonus love reading for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Thank you guys so much for being here. To all my returning subscribers and viewers, I love having you here. I appreciate all the love and support. If you are new to me, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. I do read intuitively, so you want to stick around for the entire reading as I do channel messages throughout. I'm going to pull a 6-card spread with clarifiers. We'll clarify for singles and couples with the Romance Angel Oracles, and I will pull additional cards as I'm guided to take. Remember, the sign with the most likes and the sign with the most views will get a bonus live reading. So if this resonates with you, if you appreciate all the readings that I put out for you guys, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next live reading. Your playlist will be up here, and it is, as always, it is linked at the end. So let's get to it. Make sure you check out your Moon, Rising, and Venus signs as well for a broader picture of what's going on in your love life. I love that you're starting off with the 10 of Cups here. 10 of Cups, 7 of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, Ace of Swords, the Judgment card, and the 4 of Cups. The Judgment card being your major arcana here. You know, so this is really taking a step back, reviewing and going over certain things in your relationship. If you're single, maybe you're kind of going through a reflective period of looking back at past relationships, what worked, what didn't work, what was and wasn't for your highest good, what left you feeling stuck and what left you feeling unhappy, disconnected from actual love in a connection, right? I feel like some of you may have had relationships in the past where perhaps either they were all physical, super casual, but nothing really that felt like a deep emotional connection where you're like, this is my person. For those of you that are single and struggling to find your perfect match, your perfect mate, right? For those of you that are married in connections and relationships, I feel like some of you are really having, and this is for all of you actually, there's this aha moment that's coming through in regards to what it is that you really want for your love life, your relationship, your future in love to unfold into, right? Now, if you're married and coupled up, I feel like if you've been together for quite a long time, but it hasn't progressed to actual, you know, marriage license, certificate, sign on the dotted line, purchasing a home, moving in together, having children, I do feel like there's this aha moment where that conversation is about to come across between the two of you. So perhaps the two of you may have said, not sure if we want children, maybe we want to wait, maybe we want to finish what's going on with our careers, maybe I want to buy a house before we have children. I feel like those conversations about your future and where everything is really leading up to, just to, I feel like, reaffirm that you're both on the same page, right? 7 of Pentacles is like, we've put in a lot of time, energy, effort. Has it paid off? Are we where we thought we would have been 5 years ago today, or a year, or 10 years, whatever it may be? Have we stayed in this relationship in stagnancy, in suspense? Has it truly brought about the type of happiness we thought it would? Is this the end all be all? Do you still love me? I feel like there's that question also. If you've been together for a really long time, I feel like there's this energy of comfort and routine. And I just have to say, it doesn't mean your partner doesn't love you. It just makes me feel as though the two of you need to reconnect and have some date nights, some one-on-one times, and really go beyond the monotony and the day-to-day of your routine, right? I feel like some of you have like this really routine schedule, both you and your partner, and maybe with children, that at some point you're like day in, day out, it's the same thing. It's very predictable. And I feel like someone here is like, while this is predictable and there's a sense of comfort and security, I feel like you're looking at more. And I feel like someone here is questioning, am I the only one that wants more? And I don't mean like more from someone else, but let's push the boundaries. Let's go beyond what we've been doing. Let's bring a little excitement into our life. And if that means a little excitement in the bedroom, that could also be it. For some of you, you're thinking of growing or expanding a family. For others of you, it's about to be like, oh man, just found out I'm expecting, I'm pregnant, or your partner is, right? So if you've struggled with infertility and struggled with carrying to term, I feel like this is going to be a very happy surprise, albeit a little bit nerve-wracking, because there's a little bit of fear and worry that this may not come to term, okay? I do feel like it's best to just take it in stride day by day, be happy in the moment, enjoy every minute of this pregnancy, of this aha moment, of, you know, even just if it's not pregnant with an actual baby, with a child, then it's like, you know, being pregnant with new ideas and feeding into new ideas, new plans, whatever it is that you're thinking of when it comes to growing your relationship. The judgment really does speak of making a judgment call, revisiting something, right? Having the clarity about a situation, if there was some form of fear, or I'm hearing the word inconsistency in the past, you want to make sure that you don't repeat the cycle. And I feel like that conversation may be coming up, right? Those of you that are single, I do feel that there is this energy of getting the clarity in terms of, what do you really want in a partner? Did you have it with people in your past? You know, what don't you want? When you know what you don't want, you know what you do want, right? So you have this better idea of what type of partner to bring in, to call in and manifest. And I do feel, especially with this card, I mean, ring the alarms, sound the horn. You know, you now know what you want. You now know what you're calling in. And I feel like those of you that do manifestation work, or, you know, prayers and affirmations, it's like you're calling in to your spirit guides, guardian angels, the universal energies, to help you align with the right partner for you, the right love, and to really bring you in alignment with the right energy for yourself, but also making sure that you're calling the right person to you. The Hanged Man really is like this moment of pause, and it feels like it's very brief here, okay? I feel like someone is reading too much into that pause, as in it's leading towards separation. I don't have that energy or that vibe whatsoever. If you had a little bit of discontentment, a little bit of detachment, or feeling disconnected from your partner, like maybe you just were going through like some weird energetic vibe, or for whatever reason your schedules didn't match up, you barely saw each other, you felt like, you know, disconnected from your partner because maybe you guys weren't talking as much or spending as much time together, or the minutes, or it was minutes as opposed to hours and days that you felt you were missing out on with each other, right? I feel like the Hanged Man is really giving you the opportunity to bring in clarity in terms of where you go from here. You really want to get out of this Four of Cups energy of emotional discontentment, feeling, you know, a little bit sad and melancholy that maybe things aren't as progressed as you had hoped it would have been by this time, right? Let's pull what the Hanged Man and the Four of Cups is all about, though. Clarify the Hanged Man and the Four of Cups for Sagittarius, please. The Empress. So, remember what I said, this could be a pregnancy. If you've struggled with infertility, if you have been afraid of having children, or afraid of and I just heard not being a good mom, afraid of not being able to balance more than one child. If you're like suddenly expecting your second, third, fourth, whatever, or maybe twins this time, I do feel as though if you did have problems with infertility or carrying to term, and I feel like that's what this card is really bringing to me, is that, yeah, this is confirmation that some of you may have had infertility issues carrying to term, or who perhaps you were with in the past was unable. Maybe you weren't fertile, they weren't fertile, whatever it may have been. But I feel like there are real fears and worries that where you want to grow or how you want to grow a family may never happen. But what's the advice here? Because I do feel like this is happening for you regardless. I'm not a doctor. This isn't medical advice. But I do see family expansion here if that's what you've been worried about or if that's what you're looking for. It was the initial feeling that I was getting from you. Yeah, so your relationship is most definitely progressing. Some of you may be seeking guidance of like a spiritual advisor. This could also be the guidance of a doctor, a specialist. This is someone who you will seek to reach out to for emotional, mental, even medical guidance, how to move forward. For some of you, I do feel that the talk of moving in together, long-term commitment, marriage, whatever you consider like to mean, this is official. We're like serious, right? If that means you adopt a fur baby, if that means you're having a child and you start discussing taking this to the next level, besides the fact that there's a child coming in, like moving in together, like getting married, I do feel that whatever this is for you, if you felt that this was never going to happen, because for some of you, this could be a second marriage. This could be a second go around. For some of you, this could be you're older and you said, well, we've both already been married. We've both already had kids. We're just going to, be in a committed relationship with each other. And then surprise, unexpected pregnancy for some of you, right? But for others of you, the surprise may actually be that you do end up getting married, that is the talks of your future, blending your family, especially if you've both have children and you live in separate households. I feel like there is the energy of moving in together, building a home together for you as a couple and for your children, blending families. The Hermit just peeked through there. So I feel like this is something that has been on someone's mind for quite some time, probably for the last 6 months is what I'm hearing. And they feel like at this moment, it's probably a good time to bring it up again and maybe not just make it about conversation, but rather, yeah, this is what I was trying to say. Not just make it about conversation and then not going anywhere with it, and actually feeling like, okay, I know we've brought up this topic. I know we've talked about this in the past and we haven't talked about it in a while, but what do you think about this? Do you think your kids are ready? Do you think my kids are ready? Do you think we're all ready for this kind of craziness? I mean, it's not going to be crazy, but I feel like someone here is worried about different personalities and different upbringings, as well as different parenting styles is what I'm hearing. Okay. So I feel like there will be a decision that is made here. I don't think that you have anything to worry about. Tell me about fears and worries for Sagittarius and how they can overcome them. Yeah. See, fears and worries. There's a struggle here, all right. Internal struggle, mental, emotional struggle, personality clashes. Also in terms of, can we do this financially? Can we bring in enough money to, create this life for all of us, right? Where we combine finances and resources. King of Wands really is your energy to me. I do read this as my Sagittarian king, male or female, doesn't matter. However, when the card that I identify for your sign comes up, it's really speaking of you being within your power, of you taking the lead and saying, it's time to do this. I'm excited. This is a new chapter. I know that we've struggled in the past about whether or not we'll ever be ready to do this, or our kids will be ready, or our families will be ready. And maybe we've struggled with making sure that we had enough money overall. But I feel like someone here is saying, we're in a good place to make this happen. And it feels like it's a little bit of a conversation that's not just a one-time thing. It's continuous. It's think about this. What do you think about that? And it's now a more common, the money is there. If you go from the Knight to the King, it's definitely there. There will be opportunities for growth and expansion. I actually feel like combining households may even help bring in resources together, will help each other out with the growth in their finances and career, opens each other up to broader opportunities and perspectives when it comes to their careers and what they're capable of. I feel like the two of you are really like tag team, like you really support each other. Like, don't worry, I got the kids. You could stay late and work overtime, or don't worry, you can go meet this client that's like an hour and a half away or whatever it is, and I got the kids, or vice versa, right? I do feel like there will be additional financial opportunities that the two of you really support each other. If you're single, just know this is the type of person that's coming in, someone that's going to be a very wonderful, loving, caring, nurturing support system. I feel like there's a little bit of fear of, could this be too good to be true? Because everything seems to feel like it's unfolding pretty quickly, like they're starting to tick all the things on your list of what you're looking for. However, I do feel that this is going to unfold into a very beautiful, long-term committed relationship for my single Sagittarians, right? So if you have been fearful of things not working out, people not getting along, whether or not you're having the money, the finances to cover these costs, or to cover the, combined households, income, things of that nature, I definitely feel that there is resolution, and it's actually going to bring a sense of peace and ease when it comes to your finances and emotional well-being for you in the long run. How the children will handle it, if you have children, will be a little bit more difficult. Queen of Pentacles, Eight of Cups, Five of Swords. If there is not a good support system from other parents, right? Like your children's other parent, I do feel like they're kind of like, you're on your own. You made this decision. I feel like they're not going to be very supportive. And I feel like they almost give your children away out of whatever it is you're trying to build. Like, you don't have to live with them if you don't want to be in the same household as them. And you need to be careful, because I do feel that it can cause a lot of problems within, unifying and blending families here for those of you in that situation, okay? Just keep that in mind, not to be paranoid, but so that you can easily navigate around this situation. And the best thing you can do is really get ahead of it. You may have to just sit down and talk to that other person's parents and say, hey, listen, this is what we're thinking about. We'd really love your support. Just understand that there's no hard feelings, or there's no need to worry that this person is going to replace you as the other parent. It's just, this is something that's going to, eventually, this is the natural step in progressing a long-term relationship or committed relationship or marriage. And, not that you need their blessing, but you want to make sure that they don't antagonize, or, start using the children and pin them against you and causing problems in your relationship or marriage, right? So any last notes of advice for Sagittarius moving forward? What do they need to know? What can they expect in the near future? I do feel like you have blessings coming in, is what I'm hearing. Yeah, Queen of Swords and the Fool card. So Queen of Swords can be someone who is open with communication. However, they can be very like blunt and very tactful, or lacking the tact, the empathy in their words when it comes to starting a new chapter, a new beginning. So if you go to your boss, your supervisor, wanting to know if you could pick up extra hours or trying to find a way to make more money, I feel like they're kind of dry about it, but I do feel that they're going to think about you and put you into the rotation, is how I'm hearing it, of candidates when those opportunities arise, right? I feel like they will start leaning on you a little bit more, even if their initial response or demeanor doesn't seem like it. Now, I also have to say, you may have someone that's kind of opposing blended family issue, right? This could be an ex-baby mama. This could be an ex-mother-in-law. This could just be someone who needs to mind their own business that shouldn't have a say, is all I'm going to say, right? I feel like even if you don't get their blessings, it does not mean that you're not doing the right thing by you, your relationship, your family, your children. And it's time that you really learn how to navigate through this world without the pressure of other people's opinions or judgments, right? Yeah. The death card is death and rebirth, is putting old chapters, old mentalities, old upbringings, old whatever, things that were common in your past that no longer have anything to do with your present or your future. You're definitely letting that go. The death card is saying big changes are coming around in this connection, in this relationship, in your love life. And whether or not people give you their blessing or approve shouldn't really matter how you move forward. I mean, unless, of course, you know, you guys are breaking rules and laws and things of that nature, right? Let's all be respectful here. Messages of love. Hang on. Messages of love for Sagittarius. I think that was the card of lesson and unplug, so we'll see if it comes back out again. Messages of love for Sagittarius. Messages of love for Sagittarius. Yeah. Pretty much sums up what I've said. So, obsession. Someone in this connection is gripped by obsessive thoughts. That could be obsessive thoughts about whether or not you're going to get someone's approval, obsessive thoughts about whether or not this is going to work. Could be just someone thinking and overthinking worst case scenario rather than being optimistic for the future. Obsessive thoughts also doesn't necessarily need to mean something very negative. You could be obsessing over something, like obsessing over planning a marriage, obsessing over finding a new home, obsessing over welcoming a new child, right? I feel like there is some sort of obsessive thoughts that are happening here, right? And I feel like if you're not too careful, it can be very consuming on a mental and emotional level. Now, there are obstacles that could be happening in your love life. Singles or couples, does not matter. Unhealed wounds are blocking forward movement. If you are single and you're still replaying old scenarios, old situations from the past, thinking that that's why you're better off single, thinking that, you know, maybe you should just not be in something serious, but even though you want something serious, something committed, something that brings about, you know, a beautiful relationship in your future with maybe children, a family, whatever it may be. There are unhealed wounds that are blocking forward movement. If you are in a relationship and you want it to lead to marriage, if you've had, you know, some sorrowful moments trying to conceive, if you've, you know, suffered from deep wounds and losses, you know, and you're obsessing now that if you are pregnant again, I hope I don't lose this child. It's time to take this in stride, have an, excuse me, have an outlet so that you don't obsess over it and that you are able to heal and open a pathway for you to welcome this child. You don't want to, you know, stress yourself out or the baby either. Finances, financial challenges are affecting this connection. So, you know, it could be for financial reasons also that the two of you decide to move in together. Others of you, if you're single, you're wondering whether or not, you know, you're ever going to be able to be financially secure to even date or be with someone. I feel like I'm hearing someone go, dating is expensive, right? And it's like, if I can't afford to date or take someone out or buy myself a nice outfit to go out, should I even be going out, right? And it doesn't have to be expensive. I do feel like you're working your way around your emotional attachment and sense of emotional security with your financial security. They are connected for you, for some of you. But I feel that you're working through this. And now you have the card of decision. It's time to decide about this relationship. So again, those of you that are talking about moving on to the next level, the next phase of your life, moving in together or blending your families, it's time to decide about this relationship. What are your long-term goals? Does moving in together make sense for both of you? Do you feel okay with the difference in parenting styles, and what are boundaries and rules, and what's okay to do and not to do or say or whatever? I feel like it's time for you to continue having those conversations to make a final decision as you lean into that, because I feel the majority of you will lean into it, but I feel like there will be clear-cut communication about what's okay and what's not okay. And the intuition card here is saying you already know the answer you seek. If you're worried about whether or not this person will take you seriously, or if this is the right decision for you, I do feel that intuitively you already know what the answer is here. Now, the card of true love. This love is emotional, physical, and unconditional. I absolutely love this, love this, love this for you, Sagittarius. If you're single, this is the type of love you are calling in for you. Definitely let go of the past. Stop obsessing over past heartaches. Stop obsessing over your finances. Let go of whatever you've needed to let go. Heal those past traumatic wounds. Focus on yourself, on self-love, and, elevating yourself on a mental, emotional, spiritual, energetic, and yes, financial level. Your true love is coming in. And don't you want to be the best version of you, or at least to be able to say you are on the path of being the best version of you because you're working through all this stuff? Take those initial steps. You won't regret it. It really does help to elevate your energy, your aura, your vibe. It calls in a different type of people around you. You'll start to feel like your energy is much more elevated in terms of, when you start feeling like your self-worth, you're loving yourself, you're taking care of yourself, you're elevating, more or less what it is that you truly want for yourself. And you're not settling for less. You're not settling, period, right? You'll be amazed at the type of people you start calling in as you level up your vibration. Okay, so straight up singles, what card do you have for my single Sagittarians? What did I tell you? Wedding. Because your true love is coming in and it's literally moving towards marriage. And I think that this can also apply to couples. The conversation of marriage is absolutely coming in. Okay, whether you're single or couple, the situation involves marriage. I do feel for a very small percentage of you, if you meet someone that's currently separated and going through a divorce and all of that stuff, make sure they really are going through it and not just saying, oh, I'm separated and, we're going through a divorce. Because some people say that and there's been no file of, divorce proceedings in the courthouse. There's no court date. There's no mediation. There's no nothing. Make sure that they truly are taking action towards the dissolution of their, marriage. But I do feel that whatever this connection is for you is most definitely leading towards marriage. Now for my couples, what card? Oh, I'm hearing one more for the singles because not everyone's buying that. One more for the singles. Okay. They're worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. They're coming in. Sagittarius, they are coming in. Absolutely. Have faith. Know that your true love is on their way in. for couples. Love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. Finances and career. You know, when it's different decks with the same messages really means something to you, okay? So financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. So again, this is what you are discussing, you know, bringing in additional income, combining your households to save money, have extra income, especially if you're talking about thinking of purchasing a home. You're like, well, it makes no sense for the two of us to be living in separate homes. Let's combine our resources. Let's start setting up, you know, a savings account for our down payment in our home. Let's get all our finances in order so that, you know, we can have extra money to be able to move in and furnish a new home, remodel, or whatever it may be. For some of you, it's a second home. For others of you, it just feels like it makes practical sense if you've been together for a very long time to finally, you know, blend your families, your households together. It feels as though it's kind of been gradually getting there, but now it becomes official. And you will see that that's actually going to help elevate you guys to be able to be in this energetic vibration of calling in more money to you, because you're going to feel at ease that your finances are good when you combine your household. And when you start feeling that, guess what happens? You have more opportunities to make more money. You have more money coming in, and it really does make a world of a difference. So love yourself first. Decide what it is that you truly want, how you want it, that you're both on the same page when it comes to love. I do feel that for a lot of you, combining your household really does make a lot, like perfect sense for some of you. So don't worry about the naysayers. Don't allow them to come between your future, because I feel like regardless, what's been the problem after all this time? Now people are going to raise a stink. So, you know, there just needs to be boundaries that need to be set, and everyone just needs to be respectful of each other's wishes, dreams, you know, relationships, whatever it may be. So that's your reading, Sagittarius. I hope this resonated with you. Make sure you guys give it a thumbs up. The sign with the most likes and the sign with the most views gets a bonus live reading. And so thank you guys once again for being here. Make sure you turn on your notifications when you subscribe. Your March reading, your weekly readings, your angel readings, they're all coming up next. And I will be going live for probably this week for all the people that, you know, had the best views and likes. Thank you so much once again. I love you guys. Have a great one. Take care. Bye.